They say there's a figure that doesn't live in our world, but in the thin place between waking and sleep, where thought turns to dream and dream turns to something else. He wears a suit the color of old ash, and his skin is pale like paper left too long in the dark. His eyes aren't eyes at all, but two pools of black ink that don't reflect anything. If you meet his gaze, you'll see your own face in them, but not the way it is now. The way it will be when he's finished with you. In his library, every book is a life. He doesn't just read them. He rewrites them page by page until they're no longer human stories. Sometimes he writes endings so grotesque and impossible that the mind can't even hold their shape. And when he's finished, the person in that book is gone, replaced by whatever nightmare he's chosen to make real. I used to think he was just a story until he started visiting my dreams. The first night, I found myself in a library that couldn't exist. The air was thick and still, tasting faintly of ink and mold. The shelves weren't straight. They curved inward, like ribs closing around me. Every book was identical. Black leather, no title, no markings. At the far end, a man sat at a desk, head bowed, writing. When I approached, he didn't look up. "Name," he said. I told him, though I didn't want to. The sound came out like it had been pulled from my throat. He filled an entire page with it, then another and another. Finally, he closed the book with a sound like a coffin lid. "I've been filing your dreams," he said. "It's time to make corrections." I woke in my bed, breathless. My mouth tasted metallic, almost like ink. The next night, I was back. This time, the book on his desk was open toward me. It was my life. Every moment written down, the smallest, most private details. The way my breathing changes before I fall asleep. The scar under my hairline that no one else knows about. The last sentence I ever spoke to my grandmother. He dipped his pen in a black well and began to write. Every familiar face will look at you as if they know what you did. The next day, people stared. On the street, in the store, at work. My boss wouldn't touch the papers I handed him. No one said anything. They just looked. The third night, he wrote, "Every reflective surface will remind you that you're not alone." I started seeing it immediately. Spoons, darkened windows, my phone screen when it went black. A shape just behind me, out of focus. When I turned, nothing. But my reflection's eyes always lingered on the space where it had been. The fourth night. Laughter comes when you should scream. That evening, I heard a car hit a dog outside my building. The sound was awful. It should have broken me. Instead, my lips curled. A sound rose in my throat. Soft, ugly laughter I couldn't stop. The fifth night, you remember the basement now. I've never lived in a house with a basement, but I can see it perfectly. The single flickering bulb, the dripping pipes, the damp stone walls. In the corner, a chain is bolted to the floor. The end of it disappears into the dark, and when I imagine stepping forward to see what's there, the sound of something breathing reaches me. Slow, heavy, waiting. Every night, he added more. Your shadow will move a second after you do. You will dream of voices whispering your name from inside the walls. You will never taste food the same way twice. Reality wasn't just changing, it was turning against me. By the 10th night, the library was smaller, shelves missing. Through the gaps, I saw pale figures crawling in the dark. Oh, their skin was thin as paper, creased and torn, their hollow eyes fixed on me. They were the ones he had finished. The last night, there was only one book on his desk, mine. But he wasn't writing anymore. He was redrawing, first stroke. My eyes went black on the page. In the waking world, the light dimmed. Second, my smile widened until my cheeks tore. Third, my spine twisted into an impossible curve, bending in places the human body was never meant to bend, yet somehow holding me upright like a broken puppet. I tried to scream, but it was his voice that came out. He lifted me with sharp, folded hands and walked me to the last empty space on the shelf. My book slid into place. Everything stopped. I could still see, still hear, but I couldn't move. I was trapped inside my own story, and in that moment I understood. I would live here forever, not alive, not dead, just ink on a page, reliving the same moments for eternity, while the Archivist moved on to his next life to ruin.